my God, this season, this season is it's just on a path of its own. Because, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, Bbnaija tried to, do something different, something refreshing for these housemates. And what it did was allowing the housemates to have a one-on-one diary session with themselves, right? So it was more like a role play type of thing. Yeah, one housemate would be Biggie, and then the other housemate would be their normal self, just basically observing their usual weekly diary session. Now, it was meant to be different. It was meant to be refreshing. It was meant to be, some sort of twist, right? Where the housemate would open up and say certain things, right? But ladies and gentlemen, listen, I knew from the very jump, the moment Suj read that brief, that it wasn't going to work. Because who are we kidding? Who is Biggie kidding? This is the same housemate that cannot even nominate their friends in the diary room. This is the same housemate that seemed to be scared to really speak their mind. Maybe not all of them, but most of them, majority of them. So what makes Biggie think that a one-on-one diary session with themselves is really going to get them to talk? What makes Michky think that it was really going to work? Like, what? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I watched the first part of the diary session happen yesterday, and listen, it was boring as hell. Save for maybe one or two people's session, right? But the rest is just, oh my God. It was just dry. It was dry because obviously they were holding back. And quite frankly, I don't really blame them. But ladies and gentlemen, still, one would expect that these housemates would talk. Because why not? Yesterday was Tuesday. Nominations already happened on Monday. So what are they scared of? What are they scared of? That, oh, if I talk, oh, maybe next week Monday, this one will now nominate. Like, seriously? Oh my goodness. I mean, guys, the first half of that diary session was just a flop, right? I don't know about the one that's going to happen today, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed to see how it's going to pan out. But for the first half that happened yesterday, it wasn't giving. These housemates were holding back, and they were quite repetitive. It felt like they literally recycled all of their conversations, recycled all of the things that they had actually said to Big Brother before, and then they used those things to answer the questions that were asked to them. It was only maybe one or two or three people that were bold enough to say something different. Yeah. At some point, guys, I actually lost interest because it's just the same old, housemates still trying to keep it together, still trying to present this goody two-shoes image to their fellow housemates, not wanting to answer certain questions directly, but would rather try to sound politically correct about their answers. It was just very glaring. It was very glaring that these housemates would not open up. And, at least if it was Big Brother, at least if it was Big Brother, maybe to some extent they would have been able to open up. But with their fellow housemates, it made things worse because most of them felt like answering most of those questions directly and giving their honest responses felt like it was going to completely expose them, felt like it was going to completely expose their strategies. And so they were really holding back. Now, for the few housemates that actually made an impression on me, I'm going to talk about what they shared during their one-on-one session and also how the housemates were paired for this, diary session, all right? Now, aside that, I'm also going to share details of one or two happenings around the house from yesterday. Yes, now, nothing really major, but I think they're worth talking about, all right? So we're going to get into this video. I will be spilling all of that juicy tea, but of course, this video will not be complete without your input. And so, guys, please go ahead, watch to the end and share your thoughts in the comment section below, all right? And yeah, you're all welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. Guys, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. That is, like this video, And also, if you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and do just that, okay? And yeah, for those of you that always engage my content, always watching my videos, returning viewers, returning subscribers, always liking my video as well. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for your consistency, all right? Yeah, and without further ado, let's just quickly get into the rest of this video. All right, so when the brief came, the housemates had been instructed to choose their partners via a balloting system, which is the usual MO, of the house. And according to Big Brother's instructions, for every name that appears on the paper that is picked, the person that picked the paper would act as Biggie to the person that whose name is written on the paper. I don't know if you guys understand that. Yeah, so Tjay was Biggie to Nelly, Kelly Ray was Biggie to Wani, Victoria was Biggie to OC, Handy was Biggie to Suj, Cassia was Biggie to Anita, Sean was Biggie to Tjay. Now, before we get into the housemates diary session, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you have noticed how most of the guys in the house are quite disrespectful to Suj as head of house. And when I talk about the guys, I'm referring to the Mbadiwe and Sean's clique. Mbadiwe twins and Sean, yes, especially. I mean, guys, there's this energy they give to Suj. It's like they give off the impression that he's not deserving of that head of house title. Now, I'm not really sure if it's because Sean is nominated for eviction this week again, because it's been really touchy. I mean, the guy has been going around with this foul mood. Sometimes he's in a good mood, other times he's in this foul mood, and it's kind of targeted at certain people. Now, I don't know if it's because Anita, who is more like a sworn enemy in that house, is affiliated with the aces pair. So the guy is just carrying this grudge around the house. And also it looks like he's hell-bent on giving Suj a tough time, disregarding the fact that they're also friends. They are friends. So for the most part of yesterday, he's been quite disrespectful. He's been also very disregarding of the head of house authority. For instance, Big Brother had instructed Suj as the head of house to determine how each pair would go upstairs to have their diary session. And when it was time, when the alarm had gone off, Suj had appointed Sean as the first housemate to go have his diary session with his partner. And Sean had blatantly refused. And his excuse was, he has not had his bath, he has not showered, so why should he be the first person to go? That Suj should pick someone else. And in fact, the first thing he had said was when Suj had picked him, he was like, on whose authority, according to who? And Suj was like, me. And he said, well, he can't go. He wants to go shower first. He hasn't had his bath. He needs to go shower. Hey, God, guys. Oh my days. Oh my days. That was so disrespectful. It was so, and the way he said it, it came off in this aggressive, almost condescending manner, the tone with which he said it. I mean, even Suj was taken aback. Because, Suj probably expected, okay, since you're my guy, you try to help me, rule this week peacefully and very smoothly. So what's with the attitude? Like, he was giving this guy attitude. And Suj sat on his throne and, kind of insisted that, no, that Sean has to go. And Sean was insistent too. No, he's not going. That he has to go take his bath. And guys, whilst that exchange was happening, you could tell that Suj was trying so hard to just maintain peace and decorum. And so he did not pursue it further. So he had asked, oh, you want to go and shower? And Sean said, yeah, yes. And then he had, okay, fine. So he had appointed someone else to go. And I think that was Tjay. And Tjay had agreed. And then afterwards, Sean was making side comments and grumbling to them by the way twins. That what kind of pee is that one? What kind of party is that one? What's up? What's up? That of everybody you saw here, why would he choose him to be the first person to go and carry out direction for what? I was looking at Sean like this. And guys, all of a sudden, I had this nostalgic feeling. And it was all about me missing a particular season of Big Brother Naija. I can't really remember that particular season, but you see that season here? Oh my goodness. Housemates were chopping strikes left, right, and center. You disrespect the head of house, you are chopping a strike. You disrespect Big Brother, you're chopping a strike. You break any single rule, you are chopping strike. In fact, housemates were receiving strikes like it was their second name, Ladies and gentlemen, offenses like this were completely prohibited in Big Brother's house. So when Sean was doing that, I was so disgusted. Oh my God. See, I was so livid. But at the same time, I was sad. Because you and I know that this season is one of the wackiest season already. And Big Brother is not going to do anything about it. So I was just so pissed. I was so pissed, guys. And it did not stop there. I think a few moments later, when Suj was giving instructions, for their wager task, in fact, some of the housemates, they've just been nonchalant. They don't want to really pull their weight. A lot of them are just acting like they don't care, and if they want to do things, they want to do it by their own authority at their own time. So Suj just giving instructions, and then by the way, twins and Sean again, they're walking away, acting like, yeah, we heard you. You don't have to talk about it anymore. And Suj just calling them like, brothers, I just want to know, did you get it? And like a crowd, a murmuring crowd, they walked away. Oh my God. Guys, listen here. Over here, I'm really praying for Suj because that guy is really calm. He's like the chillest male housemate. He never raises his voice. He's always chill, never malicious. This entire season, Suj has never been malicious. Never, not for once. Him and Tofa, they've always been of good vibes. And so I'm just hoping that this is Head of House week does not really bring out that ugly side of him, because this guy is swallowing a lot. He's fighting for his life. Suj is fighting for his life because he's getting tested left, right, and center. Yeah, but overall, it's just really sad that Biggie is not going to do anything about it, because from the look of things, Sean is hell-bent on giving him a horrible reign as head of house. And I think it's not fair, because when other people were heads of house, Suj was really spending sleepless nights to ensure that their wager task was successful. So I don't really understand why they are hell-bent on ruining his reign this week. Sean's behavior had been so annoying, very distasteful, to the point that it had triggered Nelly, like really provoked Nelly, yes. That even when she had had a diary session with Tjay acting as her own big brother, there had been a question of who was the most annoying housemate in the house, and she had not hesitated in mentioning Sean's name. Yeah, although she had categorized her reasons into, I think, into three, that he does not follow instructions, he abuses the law, and he always makes a lot of side comments every time, and it's very annoying. I mean, guys, I just could not blame her because, by extension, she is Suj's girlfriend, and also in a way expecting that things would be orderly this week. But then there was Sean taking the piece. Now, another person that had their diary session that had given off information that was kind of surprising was Wani. During her diary session, there was a question about who she trusted the most in the house. And ladies and gentlemen, Wani had mentioned Sean, not her sister Ndi, but Sean. Yes, you heard me. Sean, not her sister Ndi, but Sean. I mean, guys, do you understand why I'm repeating this? I mean, Sean of all people. Ndi says she trusts Sean the most. And during her diary session, she has spent time talking about her relationship with Sean. And listen, guys, at the point she was talking about it, I was quite irritated because it was giving desperation. You could tell that she was indirectly campaigning for Sean. She was indirectly begging viewers, her supporters especially, to please understand that she likes this guy. That as a matter of fact, she's in love with this guy, that they should please vote for him so that he does not go home. Otherwise, she'll be heartbroken. She was just using so many flowery language, just praising the guy, that, oh, the guy is really sweet to her, that the guy is the only person that gets her in the house, and the guy is the only person that understands her. And I'm like, yeah? Sean is the only person that understands you. Really? Like, oh, he's really there for her. Like, she was just saying all of these things. And guys, listen, I was irritated. quite frankly, I was irritated because, see, I literally even went to Twitter. I'm like, wait, is it the same relationship between Wani and Sean that we are all watching on TV, that Wani is actually using so many flowery words to give accolades like this? Isn't that we're watching the back of our televisions? I mean, I get it. I understand that we don't get to see everything that happened with every single housemate for the entire 24 hours a day that they exist in Big Brother's house. But regardless, for the most part of it, we've seen how emotionally and verbally abusive this guy is towards Wani. And most of the time, the only time that Sean is very sweet towards Wani is when he is hungry and when he's about to ask for her to go prepare him a meal. And then she'll now go into the kitchen and like one big gluttony, I don't know, like one big gluttonous chef should be packing most of the food supplies in the house to prepare food for just this one person. See, guys, yeah. Now, moving on. TJ's diary session with Sean acting as his big brother was, I think, one of the most insightful sessions we had yesterday that was even conversation worthy, in my personal opinion, because we know that TJ is very politically correct, but during his diary session yesterday, the guy, even though in a way he was kind of holding back, he had really let loose. Yes. Now, I had done a video yesterday telling you all about how Onyeka had really provoked TJ and how TJ had called out a bullshit, how he had set her straight and given her a stern warning to not try him ever again. Yes. So he had not forgotten about it. Yeah, that whole situation had messed up with his mood the whole of yesterday, and he had been very wary of, you know, coming in contact with Onyeka so as not to lose his cool. So during his diary session, following the questions that were asked, he had, okay, I think there was a question of who was the most annoying housemate in the house. And it actually mentioned Onyeka's name. And according to him, it is because she victim blames a lot. She does things to provoke reactions from people, right? And then when people react, she begins to play the victim card, and that really pisses him off a lot, that he has noticed it happening over and over again. But then she tried to do it with him earlier yesterday, and that had really set him off, that really triggered him, you know. So it's something that he had actually told her to her face, but now he's really watching her closely to ensure that she doesn't play that card with him. So ladies and gentlemen, for me, it was nothing new because it was a direct confrontation between him and Onyeka yesterday morning, and I'd shared the details with you guys on that video. So go ahead and watch it if you missed out on that video, right? But I just could not help but, you know, applaud TJ. And I was kind of happy that finally people are beginning to see the games that Onyeka is playing in the house. And let's not forget that them even clocking Onyeka's game is also a part of their own game. Because the question is, how would they use that information? So at the moment, TJ is kind of holding things back. And frankly speaking, I'm kind of wishing that he would also go on a smear campaign to tell most people in the house that, okay, see what Onyeka is doing, see what Onyeka is doing, right? You know, because at the moment, most of the housemates are actually very gullible. She's very good at playing this manipulative game with most of them, and they keep on falling for it. It's only very few of them that have clocked it. The Mbadiwe twins and TJ. Even Sean, as smart as he presents himself to be, he falls for Onyeka's manipulation time and time again. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts about that? Let me know in the comment section below. So please go ahead and share, all right? And I will see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Elijah. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.